Hey, you guys, welcome back to Vibe with Keisha. It has been a beautiful week, and it is Tuesday, so you know what time it is. It's time for some good conversation and an amazing guest. Tonight, I have actor, artist Jason coming on to chat with me, and we're going to have a good time. So, let's see here. Thank you guys for tapping in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get this thing going. Hello, King Carl. Hey, Justin. Let's get you in here. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day today.
What up? What up?
Hi, how are you?
How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I'm
I just
happy
got
you
out here.
had time. You just what?
I just got out here. I'm like Palm Springs right now.
Yeah.
I'm out here
You
in the
sh-
desert.
it's hot, ain't it? It was hot in LA, so I know it's hot out there.
It was 106 when we got in, and now it's like it's cool. It feels good right now. So it's probably about like 95.
Well, at least it wasn't, I know it was like 102 where I live yesterday. So at least
How
it's
you
not
feeling?
that high. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I had a busy morning, but it's good.
Hair
I'm
looking good.
good. Thank
You know what
you.
I'm saying? Look
I
at age.
try,
Look
I
like you glowing
try.
over there.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. So, everybody, this is Justin,
What's going down? What's going down?
and he is an artist, an actor, and I saw you're an athlete. I didn't get to talk to you about
Exactly.
that
You know,
earlier.
back in my glory days. You know what I'm saying?
What's your glory days? Because you're still
You know,
young.
little high school, little college.
Okay, what college did you go to?
I went to Texas Southern.
You
Yeah.
enjoyed that?
Oh yeah, man. HBCUs is lit. Like that's if I can go back, I would definitely do another HBCU. I mean, I would encourage any black students coming out of high school to go to HBC.
I would too. I would too. So let's jump right into it. How long you modeled for a while. I'm not sure
Mhm.
if you still do, but what encouraged you to start modeling?
Honestly, I mean, it was always one of those things that it kind of came to me. I don't feel like that was ever a thing that I was just like I want to set out and I'm gonna move to LA to be a model.
Mm-hmm.
I started in music actually. you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so music moved me out here. So modeling, that whole thing just kind of came about. People just interested. Hey, do you shoot? You know what I'm saying? We really love your look, and the rest is kind of history. I was like, well, shoot, if people are, interested, and I guess I'm gonna keep on like,
Doing it.
going with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you started doing it, what was your experience?
My experience was always good, man. Like you start with a lot of when you start in that network, it was like for me, doing a lot of like commercial work or modeling and stuff with just like your own friends, like supporting their businesses and stuff like that. You go through that phase and you get those images, having like a lot of friends that were like really amazing photographers that I just went to school with. That
Mm-hmm.
was like, we all trying to come up, so let's work together and, you know, based off of what they were able to do for my portfolio, their portfolio blossomed as well. And so when you get those images and you get that initial content, I mean, you just grow, and more people
Right.
reach out.
So
It's a
you
process.
Yeah, so you would encourage models when they first get started to collab with artists, with
Oh, for sure,
yeah,
for
with
sure. You gotta
photographers and designers and things like that.
look. You gotta work with who you can work with. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when you're starting off, you don't have that type of budget for those top photographers. It's hard to even get to know those type of people. So you work with who you can, even if it starts on your own phone. You know what I'm saying? Taking pictures, learning how to, YouTube college is the best. You know what I'm saying? How to get your lighting right and all that type of stuff. So like I said, my background was more so music. And so I understood how to be in front of cameras and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, it just kind of came with it and I just rocked with it because it was fun. You know what I'm saying? I've always
That's
been in
cool.
fashion and design and stuff like that. So
Did
yeah.
you get to travel doing fashion, being a
Not
model?
fashion. I've traveled a lot more so musically.
Okay, so tell us about your music. What kind of music do you do?
All right. So musically, when I moved to LA, it was 2010, and
Mhm.
I was in a boy band,
Mhm.
like an R&B group, and we were called
Okay.
the Stereo Hogs, and we were on the show The X Factor. We was on the first season of X Factor
Okay.
with Simon Cowell, and that was L.A. Reid, Paul Abdul, and who else? Oh, and Scherzinger, Nicole Scherzinger. And so we did that show. We were top 10 finalists on there.
Mhm.
And that's what initially moved us to LA. But we had already been a group before that show, probably like 6 years.
Okay.
So yeah, like we just were really polished and we just did our thing on that show. And then that allowed us to be able to travel. We went to Africa, South America, China, toured all over the States. We performed on 106 in Park. We've been on MTV, we've been on Fox, so it was a great thing.
Okay. And during that, how old were you around that time?
That was like we started around like 21 and moved to LA around 25, 26. I was 25 on the we were on X Factor, and then I was in the group till I was about, I want to say, about 28.
About 28. And
Yeah,
so now, how are you? Are you still doing your music? Did
I still, yeah,
the
me and
quarantine
my
slow
group.
you down any, or did you continue to keep going?
So when we decided to disperse, it was just because we had all just gotten older, and sometimes you got to listen to the industry. The industry at that time was just, there was no groups. Like they were just not. We had been working with Sony. We had been working with different labels and stuff like that, and it just, the group thing was just not the market at that time. It started to become heavily rap based and R&B, which is kind of like on the slow boogie. But we were kind of that last little wave, like after like shout out B5, B2K, Raz, all those guys, like these,
Mm-hmm.
good friends with ours. But we were kind of at the very end of that wave, so we were blessed enough to be able to really, make it profitable and have some fun, like on tours and stuff like that, and open up for people. So we definitely got that experience in full. But it was fun. It was a great experience. So at that point, I was still in LA, and I was like, okay, well, I just started working. I was like, well, I do know the work, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's when I felt like with that momentum that we built, I still knew people in the industry. I still knew people. So I was like, well, look, I'm gonna at least keep my content up, and that way, once my friends and had businesses and like getting on the Instagram skits with the other homies, and
Yeah.
relationships that you built while I was out here, it caused you to continue to be able to flourish, you know outside of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I do understand. So, right now you're a solo artist.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so now when it comes to music, I still write. Even me and my group, we still get together when I'm in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
We still write out here. We still get to studios and write and stuff like that. At this point, it's like I'm at that age where it's like I don't have to necessarily be the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Like I could take the background. Writing, you make a lot of money, and so I'm okay with that too. So so music I get kind of put down to the side for now. I felt like if I have the Childish Gambino the situation, what I'm saying, get on the screen first, acting, modeling, that type of stuff, and then double back to music, then I have that platform to do so.
Yeah. And so you're from Houston originally.
H-Town, baby.
And so how's your experience in LA? Do you love it here or do you like prefer to be home?
You know what? I've never been in love with LA, but I love the opportunity and the people that I've met here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the things that you can accomplish here in this city are just, I've been able to do things that, I would not have ever even been able to touch or get in a room to do if I was still in Houston. I love home.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
twisted. I love being home. I love seeing family and friends and turning up.
Yeah.
But, when I go home, I'm like, all right, this is cute.
It's
I
cute.
remember where I
How
came
many
from.
days does it take you to do that? Because I know how many days it takes me to do it. How
Well,
many days?
for me, whenever I go home, because I am consistently working, um, I try to go home and just stay. Like I'll just go there and be like, I'm gonna go for a month, stay there for the whole month, or it's like around Christmas or something like that. That way I can see all the family, because I
Yeah.
got family in Dallas too, so I gotta go back and forth to both of those, and then so I'll stay for a while, I'll get my fix, and then I'm like now remotivated to get back to LA and get back to work.
Exactly. Let me stop for a second and give some people a shout out.
What's up?
Hi, Courtney. Hey, J.
What's
Lloyd. Hey, Milo the Light, my nephew. Hey, Miss
up?
G. Hey, Virgo Girl. Hey, Manny Fresh. Hello to everybody that has popped in while he was speaking. I appreciate you. And she said, oh, shout out to Dallas, yes. But he's from Houston. She also said, oh, he can sing. Let me hear him sing something.
Oh,
That
man.
would totally that would totally be up to him. I did not warn him about
I'm
you
not singing, but
singing.
look, if you do want to hear me sing, you got to come to karaoke. I have an event that I host with my partners in Hollywood. If you are in LA, come to Monday Night Vibes every Monday. It's so much fun.
The
Usually we
flyers
perform.
on his page.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's definitely lit. It's probably one of the funnest things you can do in Los Angeles right now. So yeah, if y'all want to see me sing, you got to come see me perform. You know, tonight.
That's petty of
Get
you.
down
That's
for
very
sure.
much petty. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out there and support and see him
You
perform.
got to get on stage though. You got to get on stage. So get your song
Now,
ready.
see, I
Get your
didn't.
song. Your song got to be ready. Because the thing is, look, we get some amazing singers, but we get some people that can't sing,
I
but
can't sing.
they'll tear it up though. Sometimes they tear it up better than the singers because it's just the performance value. That's what karaoke is about. It's about performing. You know what I'm saying? You got to come with some original. Don't come in there trying to do Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? And don't come in there trying to do Lauren Hill. We heard it. You got to have some fresh. So you got to be prepared.
I didn't say I was signing up for all that. I was saying I was gonna go enjoy other people do it. But we'll see. After so many margaritas, you never know. Y'all got drinks there, right?
I know. Yeah, we got everything. Drinks, food, have to for everything.
What part of LA is that in?
It's right in Hollywood. Right in Hollywood off of Cahuenga.
Okay,
At
that's
Station
dope.
1640.
Say that again.
At Station 1640, right in Hollywood.
Okay, station 1640, and there it is. And so, okay, we're gonna roll into because you guys, he is mobile right now. He
Mm-hmm.
actually he actually was not supposed to do the live today because he realized he double booked himself and he is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be doing something totally different right now. So appreciate you.
I double book myself a lot, man. I just be like, yeah. I just say yes to a lot of things. And not everything, but I say yes to the things that I really want to support and the things that I really want to get behind. So I knew when you asked me the first time, it wasn't like I needed a whole rundown. Yeah, whatever. I'm down.
Thank
You
you.
know?
I appreciate that. So, right now we're gonna roll into a conversation I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
talk about. I wanted to make it a topic. And Virgo girl, if you're in here, you can write the topic in, or Miss G, and I'll pin it. So the topic tonight is what can we do as a community? No, what can we do to be on each other's team as far as male and female? Because right now we're seeing a lot of what women can do, what they need to do, what they're supposed to be doing, and then
Mm-hmm.
on the women's side, we're also hearing a lot of complaining. Oh, it's not a lot of alpha males, or this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of wanted to roll into that conversation and what you felt about it. Um, I want to start with the idea that every man is supposed to be an alpha man, which I don't believe. I believe most men right now think that they are, but a lot of them are not, and that's okay
Right.
because everybody's not supposed to be. Some are supposed to be beta. So,
Yeah.
what do
I
you
mean,
feel about that right now? The
I mean,
misrepresentation of that particular energy.
right. Well, a lot of it is that, if there is a lack of alpha males, it's because a lot of alpha males didn't have an alpha male to raise them up. You know what I'm saying? And so, if you're looking at alpha males, most guys, shoot, the most they know about a father figure is watching Fresh Prince or Family Matters, something like that, or like a big homie in the neighborhood. So we don't have a lot of examples. So it definitely starts with, I think when men have children, to be there, even if you're not prepared. You can never really be prepared for children anyway. But you know, just the dynamic of just being there. Sometimes a child just wants your presence, and that says a lot about your leadership values. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
all the time, a child wants your presence, and
yes.
they need it. They need it. But go ahead.
And I don't have any children, but
Yeah,
I have like godsons, I have nieces, nephews, and stuff like that. And like I know they look up to me in some kind of way. I'm like the cool uncle. So I'm out in
mhm,
LA and they see me working with different people, and
yeah,
they look up to it. So it's like I have to be very mindful, even though I'm not with them, that I'm still present. And so when they
mhm,
see certain things on my content, like I have to be mindful that I have young ones watching me. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
so I'm gonna still do the best at being myself, but at the same time, I try to censor myself to a good standard. You know what I'm saying? Where
yeah,
they have something positive to look up to and be like, yeah, I want to be like Uncle Justin. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I get that. And so pretty much what you're saying is you think that a lot of males didn't have a alpha male to look up to or was in the house with one, so they don't really
right.
know how that looks or what that means.
Yeah, for sure. So I think now with what we're going, like what we just went through with the whole like Black Lives Matter, I think the best thing that we can do now as men is to hold each other accountable with our friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I was literally just talking to a good friend, the homie Chris.
Mhm,
He's a big model, Instagram.
mhm,
He's killing it right now in the game, in the
mhm.
industry right now as well. And we just had this conversation about just holding each other down. I got some good friends like Shoni France is also another great actor. You know what I'm saying? That really we just support each other and we make sure that we like are aligned with each other to the point where it's like, hey, this is what you said you want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Hold that down. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that, even when it comes to how we date women, like, just being mindful of like, hey man, like I know we guys and stuff like that, but look, there's a time and place for everything. We
Mhm.
have to get to now a point where we have to start treating women a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Looking at us as equals and partners. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong. If I'm Michael Jordan of my basketball team, I still see myself as an equal. You know, I'm still just going to be the leader of the team. I understand my skill set, but I also understand that everybody else makes this team work. You know what I'm saying? There would be no championship if I didn't have Scotty or, you know, um, Tony Kukoc or Dennis Rodman. Like I still need these guys. Everybody has a role. You know what I'm saying? And when that moment that I might have the Michael Jordan flu game and I'm down on
Mhm.
my, I might have lost a job or something like
Mhm.
that, then my woman will hold me down, and
Right.
she'll take the reins. But at that moment, because I've elected you to do so. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when you're choosing a partner, that's what you're doing. You're choosing someone that you like their judgment. You liked how they handled their and managed their own life before you chose them. You know what I'm saying? I liked how she paid her bills on time. I liked how how she had a relationship with her mother. I like that she made it to work on time. Like the real nitty gritty stuff. Like those are real qualities that sometimes you don't ask enough questions. You got to
Yeah.
ask more questions and really get to know people. Like I like that she manages her own home well. She cleans, she
Yeah.
cooks, because a lot of times it's not about, oh, she cooks good, so I'm going to eat good. Yeah, you might, but I'm thinking about my children. What can we bestow upon our children later? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we can give those little things, like, I know how to cut hair, I can paint, I can draw, I know how to fix things. I'm very, like, active. So it's like, it's giving you and your family a chance, even the family that hasn't even existed yet, but you're, putting in the work beforehand. So then when they do come up, you have something to instill in them so they can have a better chance of surviving. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
as men, we just have to take what we're good at and say, look, I might not be a rich man, but I know some skills. Whether if I just only know how
Yeah.
to play basketball, at least I can be a man that can instill basketball into my son, and teach him how to, teach him up, teach him how to be on a team, teach him how to treat women, and that will just give him a good head start. And then next thing you know, LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? You just never know.
Yeah. Miss G said she thinks social media is ruining relationships or potential relationships. What do you think about that?
I think to a degree, yeah. I think that
I do
at,
too.
at any era, there's always going to be something that is dynamically changing the way we live. You
Yeah.
know, because before there was social media, phones started cell phones alone were messing up relationships. Now
Mhm.
you're going through your phone, going through your partner's phone, sneaking, to go into their stuff. And who is this
Mm-hmm.
person you talking to? Who is this person you kikiing and texting? You know what I'm saying? Like, these things, every time there's a new era, every 5 to 10 years, there's going to be something that's new that changes the game. You know what I'm saying? It changes everything. We started with the MySpaces and the Facebooks. I remember in an early relationship, there was no like hide your DMs and stuff like that because you didn't even think it was going to be a thing. You just talking to people. You know what I'm saying? You just talking to every girl you could when I was like in college and stuff like that, high school. I'm like just talking, just flirting with everybody. And then I had a girlfriend, and I just didn't think to censor my stuff or close the app or anything. I just left it open. And then a girlfriend saw messages that I was flirting with other girls, and she was pissed. So these things are going to definitely alter, but we have to, as a people, have to be able to learn how to maneuver around these things. It's not like the old times where nowadays with social media, you got so many options.
And
People.
that's the thing. So I feel like there is a lot of options,
Mm-hmm,
but like in social media is to be social. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
That's why it's called
mm-hmm.
social media. And I feel like entrepreneurs, networkers, and even people that love, to support or it's nothing without a clientele. So you want
Right.
people that's there to support and follow and be your clientele. But I do think that we should really have time management with these things, especially
Yeah.
people that don't have businesses or anything like that, because
Right.
it takes outside of just romantic relationships, it takes away from the relationships with you and your children, you and your family, if you allow it to,
For
so
sure.
really just having the discipline not to reach for your phone and look for it all day. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that it does give you a lot of options. But with me, honestly, like I'm newly single, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of options and it gives you a lot of eligible options too. But after a while, it get old. For me, I'll be like,
Right.
ugh, now what? Who is this person? What do they want? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so just really managing your time and really enjoying life in real life. I think people are really not enjoying life in real life. They're
Yeah.
in a fantasy world on
Of
this
course.
device.
And that's when it comes down to really knowing yourself and doing your self work. Because if you
Hmm.
do the self work first, when you're seeing things that are just a facade. You see the Joneses that you don't have to keep up with. Yeah, it's cute. You on your boat, you on your yacht, but that's not my life right now. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're perceiving these things, because to be real, like for example, who are you following? We're following celebrities. We're following influencers. We're following people that make us laugh. And, we're not following regular Jane from down the street that has maybe just a good job and her husband comes home at the same time every day after he's worked. We're not following that because that's boring to us. You know what I'm saying? So what we're
Hmm.
following is the glitz and the glam. So once you watch that stuff, you become consumed with it. It's like, damn, like I kind of want to be on a vacation. Like, damn, I kind of want to be on a boat this weekend. Like, I kind of want a Birkin bag. Like, I'm
I
pretty.
mean, if
We
you're
doing
if
anything?
you're right, so if you're using it for like not just when you see certain things, you're inspired, right? You're like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, I'm still working, I'm doing this, but I'm not jealous of that person, or I'm not gonna mimic their life. I want my life to what I want my life to be, right? But
Right,
what happens is when it comes to like relationships, it's even got to the point where men are like, oh, this is all women want, and that's what they're seeing on Instagram all day, right?
right,
And
right,
it's like that's not reality. That's not
right.
that's not reality. And for the ones that are in relationships, if you're not with somebody that really doesn't have self-discipline,
Mm.
Instagram will be the downfall of your relationship,
Oh, for
because
sure,
one, people don't truly genuinely want to see you happy. So
for sure.
some people will deliberately talk to you not because they want you, but they see you, they're heat checking, they testing to see if you're really happy in what you're posting on your page. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So that is that is really, and I can't even put an age on it because I know grown men that do it.
Oh, for
I
sure. I
know
mean,
grown men that do it, and I know grown women that do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's kind of like, uh, um, it's like a big thirst trap where you're only putting a part of your life on there, and people are like flocking to that, right?
Right.
And I'm not talking about everybody, because a lot of us have businesses and we're promoting our businesses and our brands and stuff. And naturally, some people may want to talk to you and get to know you, and that's fine. But it's up to you to entertain anything, the things that are coming towards you. I
Right.
think that sometimes people get in this thing where they feel like, oh, well, I like this person, but I still want to get to know these 15 people.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of slows down the process of you really getting to know the person that you like, because we're only one person, and
Right.
you're trying to split your energy between all these different people, but you keep saying that you're craving for this real love, or this real
Right.
connection, but how are
Right.
you ever going to get it if you're splitting your energy? How do
Right.
you get that?
And that's the thing. So we have, like I say, it's all about doing the self work. You know, like if you want to learn how to play the piano, you have to take classes. So if you want to learn how to be in a relationship, you know, you have to learn how to do that. You have to understand it's a skill. You know, to converse is a skill. To communicate is a skill. And so, you know, when you're watching all these things and like social media and stuff like that, it makes you really want this thing that's almost immediate. Everything is like instant gratification right now. So, you know,
Hmm.
why, you know, if I'm a girl or a guy, it's like if I can find somebody that helps me get to my goals or they got a bag already, like why do I need to work for it? You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so we have to kind of scale back and be like, okay, look, this is what I need to do for self first. So I need to find my happiness because I can't come in here with all this baggage from previous relationships, from things that I'm seeing on out in the world that I want. Like you have to release all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
come clean slate and be ready to openly give somebody something that's worth holding on to. You know, we come with baggage, you know, that and expect people to carry our shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's not for me to carry. You know,
Right.
a good man is going to try to nurture any insecurities that you might have, you know, but I shouldn't have to carry a shit ton of them. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't like the way your edges lay, okay, we can handle that. You know what I'm saying? We can get it right. You know what I'm saying? But I can't help all of your insecurities and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing with men. You know, I tell a lot of my homies like, look, if you at a place and you really want to date, like the best thing to do is get your shit together. You know, we got to be more financially stable. We have to be that way. You won't come in with those insecurities versus all the basketball players and the athletes. Like because it's like we're gonna look at it like I can't give you that. So you already putting yourself at a level like I mean she'll leave me and she you know these basketball players on our head niggas is sliding in our DM or whatever. Um, but we have to be able to elevate. I tell my homies like, look, if you can only just take care of yourself, you might not want to date right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have any homies that's like struggling right now. You know, at this point in my life, you know what I'm saying. But at the point where if you can take care of yourself, that's solid. You're in a good place. Don't look at it as a down thing. You know what I'm saying? But be mindful that you know when a woman comes in, you're going to have to allot your finances, your time. You know what I'm saying? So it would be better to secure that first when you know you got your time in order, you got your finances in order. Then you can date. Then you can, you know, bring somebody in your life. You know what I'm saying? And she might help you elevate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A real one, at least with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So I agree with that. And what do you feel about the this and it's still on topic with men and women really coming together and valuing each other's presence. Um with there's been like an overflow of like posts of um men upset because women want a high value man, whatever that is, because I feel like for each person it's something different, right?
Right.
So I've been seeing a lot of that, and it's so much that I'm almost like, well, because I think I mentioned to you this to you earlier on the phone, like, do men like women right now? Like, are y'all that mad? You understand what I'm saying? So what 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 is that stemming from? What is
Um,
that energy stemming from?
the the was it the down with? Are we like?
Hey, Jasmine.
I
Um,
mean,
it's kind of like why are you and what and that's very unattractive. What makes you think any woman wants somebody that that's your content? That's what you post on social media. Those are
mm,
your quotes. Like, you sound very bitter, just like a man doesn't want a bitter woman. You
right,
understand? Based off your past.
right.
So,
Well,
um,
how candid can we be on here? Because I know this is your platform,
I want you
so
to
I don't know.
be very.
I don't know
I'm
how
here to
edgy I can
listen.
be. You know what I'm saying? It scales back to like I always say like, okay, like you hear women say niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't
Mhm.
shit. You hear this song, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks, blah blah blah, from both sides, right? That narrative has to change because that's what we're teaching, and we all are sponges of what we consume. You know what I'm saying? You know what other culture? You ain't never heard a white woman say, "My white man ain't shit. White man ain't shit." Now, culturally, everybody teaches the same. White men know better than Mexican men know better than black men. You know what I'm saying? Like they all cheaters. We all do the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're still not going to publicly get on a platform and
Right.
fuck these
It's
niggas.
like no
You know what
code.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, take them
Yeah.
for the bag and niggas on the other end of it talking about hoes this and hoes that. And you know what I'm saying? Like we have to change that narrative, and that's where it stems from because it's like I say, we're saying this stuff to the kids. You know what I'm saying? We're saying this stuff to children. You know, they ain't just TikToking to it. It's going in. You know, they're receiving it in such a way. Um, it's just one of those things, man. Like we've already have, especially as black men and women, we already have so much going against us that we have to have each other's back. It's not a competition anymore. You know what I'm saying? We are on each other's team. Like I let all my female friends know, like, hey, look, this is what it is. Like I support all my black women. That's why you didn't have to give me no scenario to this is what your platform's like. I'm down.
Yeah.
Like shout out to all my homegirls that have businesses. I can name them back to back. Urban
Yeah.
Rarity, Coco Robin, Kid Swim. Like it's
Yeah.
just the list goes on. These are all my homegirls. We have to support each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to lift each other up. And they support me. They support my businesses. Everything don't gotta be about even relationships. We just have to start to come together as friends more and like I say, hold each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? And that way we can push forward through this thing, supporting each other, supporting the businesses, supporting our mentalities, mental health, whatever the case may be. It's
Mhm.
very vital. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because obviously systematically we have been in a structure that is made for us to lose. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So the only way that you can win a game is if you come together as a team and use everybody's strengths. The black woman's
Right.
strengths, the black man's strength. You know,
Right.
don't put each other
So
down. Even if
exactly.
like everything else should be in house. If me and you were dating, like our
Yeah.
issues are in house. They don't belong on social media. Fuck these niggas. Girl, get your bag up because niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
And
Or
that is
my
the we that is the that's the thing. That's this thing we're seeing on social media, right? But
right.
really, in real time and in real reality, when your female friend calls you and she's going through problems, one, you listen, and two, your first response is not "fuck that nigga, get your bag." Like, I know people would like to think that that's not your first, you know what I'm saying, reaction. Though your first reaction is calm down. Let's talk
Mhm.
about it. I know you love them. Did you
Right.
communicate these issues with them? So your first reaction is not. First of all, my reaction is never "fuck him, get your bag," because to replace a human with money is that's it's not the same. It's not even the same
Right.
energy. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying? It's not the same energy,
Right.
and I'm a product of Black love. I'm a product of Black love. I'm grateful for it. I appreciate it. I'm happy that I got to see it in my home. I got to see my dad love on my mother and show her attention, and you know what I'm saying? Just that's a normal thing for
Right.
me. So when a lot of us speak of high value men, a lot of us, I'm talking about women, are not just talking about finances. That's a small little piece of it. I think in a man's head, that's how y'all feel, because y'all feel like, oh, we're providers, we're this, we're that.
Mhm.
And she's talking high value. That's how that, oh, she's talking about somebody that makes all of this money and this, that, and the other. No, we're talking about you. You. Are you moving like a king? Are you holding yourself to a high standard? I don't
Right.
care if you working at freaking Walmart. How do you carry yourself? Are you a
Right.
liar? You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Do you, with what you have, are you managing your own life properly with what you do have? You understand? So when we're talking about high value, we're talking about your morals and what you do and how you handle a woman.
Right.
Are you bickering with me like how I would argue with a woman, or are you solid, and are you grounded to be able to handle being with a woman so that she can follow and submit properly? Because naturally that's what we want to do. So I was just answering the young man's question in the comments. Like he said, it's intimidating when women use the word, high value. Let's back off of being, you know I think that's how men feel.
Well,
And
yeah. I
I,
mean,
I
because
don't think I don't think I'll ever stop saying that. And I would
right.
like to think that the man that I'm supposed to be with
Yeah.
isn't intimidated by those words. But it's
For
about
sure.
knowing yourself and your self-worth, and dating
Mm.
someone that's on the same vibration as you. I don't care what
Well.
vibration you're on, because if I'm not a millionaire, and let's say I just have a regular job, and
Mm.
I'm saying I want a high value man, and I'm a young woman, but I'm looking online all day, and this is what people are saying high value men are. Oh, that's what I want. Yeah, he got all that money, and then you get with this man, and he talking to you crazy. He going upside your head. He's not treating
Right.
you well. That's not a high value man. So it's more than just um money when we're
Right.
speaking of
Right.
high
So I think
value.
that pretty much I can understand the intimidation of like what he was saying. He's intimidated by that
Mhm.
term because
Mhm.
these are all new terms. This is social media stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the difference between a high value man or just being a good man? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it as it is. Like, we can't keep
Yeah.
altering the things. It's You're a good man. If you're a good man, you're a good man.
You're a good
Period.
man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So high value can come in so many different forms. Just like providing,
Yeah.
you know, to somebody that just on the outside looking in and what we're talking about, a lot of women just think providing is financial. You can provide in so many ways. You know, you can provide in so many ways. Imagine if I didn't have no legs. Let's just go really extreme. I ain't had no legs. I'm on disability. I might have just came from the war. I really can't work. I'm just collecting checks. But I already had my wife or I had a girl or whatever. My value is definitely now like, babe, like, you're smart. You're wise. I can't do much. I'm going to do as much as I can. I'm going to try to find a way to make this thing make sense. Give me some new legs like Lieutenant Dan, and we're going to make this shit work. But
What's up,
in the
Gracias?
meantime, while I'm down, I'm at least be valuable to you to make sure that you got yourself together. I think that we've gotten to this culture where it's like, a high value man. I want to get somebody that I can start a business with. We can get the LLCs. Da da da. That shit is bullshit. If you are in a relationship with me, right?
Hmm.
Value comes from like, okay, at the end of the day, you helping my business. If you just come home and I had a bad day at work, you're helping my business if you settle me down. Like, hey, babe, like, it's going to be all right. You give me the strength to get back to my bag tomorrow when I go back to work and look at these white folk like, oh, I'm going to let y'all make it again. Because my wife cooked for me. She spoke life into me. She might did some nasty stuff to me and all that.
Right.
And you back at
Right.
it.
I
The
feel
next
better
day.
now. Yeah.
And now I feel better. Guess what you just did? You helped my business.
Hmm.
That's how we in business together. Like we appeal to the social media and
Yeah.
stuff. Is corny. That shit is corny. Like now, if you can get a bag with your partner, by all means, for sure. But that shouldn't be like what we value. That's what's killing us, because it's like now, if I can't make a bag with him, I don't want. You know, if I can't do
Yeah.
this with him, I don't want to. First of all, we have a hard enough time just having a relationship. You think you're gonna be able to have a business partnership with somebody? You can't. Let's get the relationship right first. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
please.
We can't keep
Let's see if we
cementing.
can really get along. Like,
Right.
do we really see eye to eye on a lot of things? Nothing is gonna ever be perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I think that we're getting this false sense of um and this is just based off what we're indirectly
That was
feeding
good.
our hey doc feeding
Fine.
ourselves every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
On this platform. And so
Shout
then
out to
you
Fire, another black woman. Got a business. I did her photo shoot with her. What it do? What up, Just? I see a lot of my family, friends in here, man. Let me
yeah,
just,
go
you
ahead,
know
go
what
ahead, go ahead.
I'm saying? What it do? What it do? Justin Eigelhart, successful, good black man. Just had a daughter. You feel me? Engineer. His wife, black woman, successful doctor. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. You know
yeah,
what I'm
congratulations on that.
saying? Hell yeah. um, but yeah,
Yeah,
man, like
so
I
yeah.
think black love. I love this whole Diddy movement that he's about to do about
Oh
black
gosh,
love.
I know nothing about it, tell me.
Oh well, he's actually going to put out an R&B album, but it's just about like spreading love, just bringing that back to our music, you know, black relationships, black love, like just the positivity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's all about. Because I feel like with everything that we've been doing, in the sense of like, there is a culture that is just like really killing us all right now. But then there's a
Hmm.
lot of people that are putting out so much positivity and standing up for black love, and a lot of men having the conversations of accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what has to happen. You know, because this world is getting crazier, and we got to learn how to maneuver around it. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when I come home, I know I want to come home to a black woman because I feel a little bit better. It's funny because during the whole Black Lives Matter movement, like I'm single, but I remember coming home sometime. I'm like, it's so crazy right now. I don't know if I'm gonna get COVID and die, or I'm gonna get shot by a police officer and die. But if anything, I would love to do right now is just come home to the presence of a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
A healthy
when we
one,
get down
mind,
to the
body, and
nitty gritty,
soul. Yeah.
like I say, when we get down to the nitty gritty, because men have a lot of complexes, and then we are effed up. Like I say, we don't have the father figures. We don't have enough representation, at least. And I know a lot of amazing fathers. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Doing a single in their relationships, pushing through, but we still don't have a lot of, you know, good, solid men. And then what happens is this weird complex, and I don't want anybody to take this wrong. We have this weird complex. Black men love their mothers to death. Like that, if we gonna combat, you ain't never heard somebody say, "Don't talk about my daddy, don't talk about my mama. I'll beat your ass." You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But we love our mothers to death. But sometimes, unfortunately, we don't want to date our mothers because our mothers were single parents. But see, we don't receive things the right way, right? When we're children, we don't receive it. All we understood is our mama saying, "Sit your ass down. No, you're not going in here. No, you're not going over there. Put that back. We can't afford that." Or be in this house before the lights come on. So we think that, when we're a child, like, she's so mean to me, you know what I'm saying? But she's protecting you from so many things. My mother raised me and my brother so solid, you know what I'm saying? So solid by herself, you know what I'm saying? You know, my mom, I lived a block away from my elementary school. My mother
Uh-huh.
didn't let me walk home not one time from first kindergarten to the fifth grade.
Hmm.
Never. I'm gonna sit at that school. I'm the last one to get picked up. I'm gonna be sitting there with the principal like this every day until my mom was able to come pick me up from school after she got out.
Yeah.
But you don't understand it as a kid. You're just rebelling, and you're like, "Oh, mom, you don't let me do anything." And so we keep that complex without receiving it the right way.
Hmm.
Luckily, my mother was an educator, so she was able to give us that information as to why she has to be this way. You know, because unfortunately, she's raising two boys. She didn't really
Yeah.
have a lot of men influence in her life. Her dad died, unfortunately, when she was 10 years old. So she was
Mm.
raised in a house full of women. It's her oldest, her twin sister, two older
Mm-hmm.
sisters, and her mom. So that's a house full of women. I was kind of raised kind of like a woman. I used to get in trouble for not wearing pajamas. You know what I'm saying? Going to
What?
sleep in the you know, my mama fancy. Hey, shout out to my mama. She cold blooded, man. My mama was that mama coming in with the gloves, mean cold. If it's cold outside, she was, you know what I'm saying, very to the T. And that's why I feel like a lot of my success, I have to give it to my mother. You know what I'm saying? Because she has definitely, you know, raised me right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but unfortunately, a lot of men didn't have, we had that black mother, but we had that black mother that we love her, but we don't want our spouse to look like that. We don't want our spouse to be like that to us. You know what I'm saying? And so then we get a lot of, that's when we start to, you know, oh, I'm going to date this other race and all that. I'm not with it because I was raised to be strong and love why black women have to be the way that they are. You know what I'm saying? So as exactly so when it comes to the accountability, we have to tell, you know, we have to talk to other black men and be like, man, no, black women had a lot of stuff that they had to go through that we're not going to understand. You know what I'm saying? And that makes us stronger because I would date a black woman, and only a black woman, because I understand not just this generation, not just my mom's. We've been doing this for 300 years since we've been here. We've been having to go through things. So to me, why would I want to date anything less? I date the strongest women in the whole world. You know what I'm
Yeah. I
saying?
think that it's crazy. I'm listening to you and I'm like, what's crazy is that we I believe that black men are the only people that can truly understand us in an intimate
Right.
way and what we go through. And I feel like we truly understand what y'all go through. Um, via our brothers, our uncles, our dads. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's hard. I know people say love is love and love is love. And that's why I love myself enough to love somebody that looks like me, that
Right.
understands me, that talks like me, that it
Knows
just
my strengths.
that
Like knows what
right, right, right.
understand my hair when I take this wig off. You feel me? Like I get it, boo. Like look, black mama, I tell you, I used to my mother used to let me skip school just to help her take her braids down. I'm in there behind her cutting. Okay, like this is where my real hair stops. Cut an inch under that. Don't cut my hair. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that we as black people only can understand about each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a beautiful thing when you come together, man. Like and it's so
Yeah.
solid.
And it's very important and I just want to say this because I don't know if men know how far this goes. Like me and my friends had just got back from Dubai, and we were leaving the airport, me and my other friend, and I had like all this luggage, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so now you got to get on the bus to go to the area where you get your Uber and go, you
Right.
travel. So my luggage was so heavy. I was like, I know this is going to be hell for me to get this on this bus, right? It was a bunch of men around, all different races. And it was like one older black man and one like black man like your age.
Mm-hmm.
And so getting on the bus, I didn't say anything. It was my time to get up there and I was getting ready to pick mine up. And he got up out of his seat, came off the bus,
Mm-hmm.
asked the other man to back up because they weren't going to ask, help
Mm-hmm.
me. They weren't black. And he picked it up and he put it on the bus. I don't think you guys understand how important those type of things are because it does make us feel seen. Like they're not, I seen them helping other women get their stuff on the bus. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right.
So it's important for us to see each other and like even with that or even with a simple speak. If a man speaks to you, like you can speak back. Like everybody's not trying to holler at you.
Um,
Everybody's not trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like or
yeah.
if he speaks to you or tell you you look nice, like it should make you cringe. Like we got to get
Right.
out of those like mindsets of
Right.
both sides. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, for sure.
Of
I was
feeling like this is my enemy. Like I felt
right.
like, oh, thank God he helped me with this. I was like, thank you so much. And then when we got off, another black man helped me get my stuff off. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really important for those type of things to happen regularly. Like it doesn't matter, and it's really your perspective. It's really what you expect out of life. If I'm walking into a store my door gets open. I don't even have to be with that person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But that's not everybody's story. Some women's story is that they don't even get spoke to throughout the day. You
For
understand
sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
for
we
sure.
just have to really
Trauma.
appreciate those things and
It's
give
just
out.
trauma.
Yeah,
We deal with a lot of trauma. Unfortunately, we as men build a lot of that trauma, from a very young age, like with, the cat calling and stuff like that. Um, but it kind of does go both ways. I've seen it. Like I worked in retail for many years. I was working at Louis Vuitton for like 5 years, and I'm the cool black guy at the job. I didn't change for nobody. The only difference was you saw me in the suit. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
I'm gonna still be me. You know what I'm saying? So when black people would come in, I knew this was my opportunity to be like, look, you are welcome here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make you feel welcome. I don't care if you come to look. I don't care if you got a bag. I don't care if you're a celebrity. I'm gonna treat you like you regular. What's up? What's going on? How y'all feeling? I ain't. Oh, welcome to Louis Vuitton. How you doing? No. How y'all doing? What's going on? How y'all feeling? Y'all good?
yeah,
And I go up to a lot of. Unfortunately, it be a lot of, especially when black women that are successful or whomever, like you just go and I'll be like, oh, how you guys doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just looking. Yeah, but I asked you how you were doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, be
did you
present.
comprehend what I asked you?
Yeah, it's like, be present. Yeah, that's cool. No, take your time. Look as long as you want to, but let me know if you need anything. Your outfit looks good. You know what I'm saying? And I try to reiterate it so they can understand. A lot of times they'll check themselves. You say, "Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
long." You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's all, baby. I get it. I get it. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. We even have to be at that moment. It's like, I understand. I understand. I understand why a black woman would be in guard sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
that's just how we are. It's our nature. Honestly, I mean, we're kings and queens. You know, I always use this example, like, you know, unfortunately they put us on these stages and, like, what I'm saying, like when you look at the basketball wives, like we in a community, like the entertainment world will put the most successful black women in a room, all got money, successful husbands, whatever the case may be. They've turned their lives into something different. They started their businesses. They already had money. Like the Candy Barrises, they've been big business. And what do they make them do? Fight, argue, throw bottles,
hmm
throw water on each other. That's not how we really get down. You know what I'm saying? And we have to be more mindful of that. It's like I say, it's about what we putting out, not just in the music, not just in, what I'm saying, like our day to days. We have to be mindful of everything that we're looking at because it causes trauma. I was saying to somebody else, is like, generational curses is a real thing because a lot of times we don't understand the nature of something, how it started. So
hmm
you ever realize some people have, like, for example, road rage. You got road rage, right? You don't know, like, you just a car cuts you off, you cussing and you screaming, but then you realize you got that from your mom. But what you don't realize is that you were a child in a car with your mom. You know what I'm saying? So she's upset because she's trying to protect your life, and so that trauma that just your parents kind of left you with is just the roadway. Now you willing to cuss anybody out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no kid, but you still kept that. And
hmm
a lot of times we don't deal with our trauma because a lot of times first of all, mental health was never a thing that was in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Deal with
hmm
your problems. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a crybaby. Be strong, right? And there's a lot of strength to that. But you know what I'm saying? As you get older, you know what I'm saying, that stuff kind of starts to stick with you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So we have to be able to get over our traumas and not just deal with traumas once they've went off the deep end.
yeah,
Trauma can be something small. Somebody breaking up with you because he liked another girl. Just different. He didn't do nothing. He didn't even cheat on you. He just like, I just want to be with somebody else. It's trauma. It hurts you. Anything that hurt is trauma. Anything that you didn't deal with. So we have to be apologetic. We have to be able to forgive. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a part of the healing process. If you can't forgive, you can't move forward.
yeah,
That's when your baggage starts to build up. Now
yeah.
I think every nigga's gonna cheat on you. Now I think every black man ain't shit. Now I think, all black men cheat. And
hmm
I'm spread that narrative like a disease. You
Yeah.
only date 3 men. This is a real fact for ladies and men, right? You're only going to be with one person if you want to live that life, marriage or whatever. You're only going to be with one person for the rest of your life, right? So
Yep.
9 times out of 10, everybody you gonna date gonna be fucked up. Technically. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Logically, it's just everybody else is going to fail you until you get that one person. It's not gonna magically happen the first couple people you date. You don't barely know yourself. You gotta date around so you can know what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I dated a girl and I was like, one day, man, I didn't even realize I liked classical music until she gave that to me. And I was like, oh, I kind of like this lifestyle. Or this person does yoga. I never did that. None of the black girls I ever dated did yoga, but I kind of like this whole spiritual movement. But then, I kind of like trap music now because this other girl, you know what I'm saying? You learn yourself. Or this girl introduced me to a food that I never had. This is how you learn yourself. And then even when you're single, you move freely. Learn yourself. Learn the things. Go out. Adventure. Do other things. Pick up like hobbies. Learn something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you truly start to know who you are.
Yeah.
Not who you are based off of what you've been watching on social media. And then once you know yourself, you have something better to represent yourself with. And when you meet a black woman, it's like, oh, I get it all the time. I get it all the time. Like people, assume a lot about me. They don't know this narrative. They just see pretty boy, oh, he's handsome, fashionable, takes nice photos. And that's kind of toxic when you didn't,
It's so toxic.
You probably got all the girls.
It's so toxic. It's so toxic.
Man, like, you literally.
And it goes both ways. It literally does. Like, people really feel like they know who I am based off of this app. And I'm like, you have no idea. Like, you don't know who I am. These are my businesses I'm promoting. This is a part of my job, So a lot of times it's weird when you get messages or people say, oh, I thought you were going to be like this, but when I met you, you were like this. And I'm like, yes, I'm a whole person. And you don't get to know people based off just their post. And that's it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
I don't try to put it out there. Like, I'm not like trying to be the woke man and all that type of stuff. Because we talked about earlier, like, sometimes the free-spirited people just as toxic as anybody that could have OnlyFans. We don't know people's backgrounds and why they do what they do, man. We got to stop judging, especially, like I say, our black women, black men. We got to stop judging each other. We got to stop being so quick to put a narrative on somebody. You don't know their background. You don't know their history. You don't know what they've been through. But we all understand what we as a culture, as a race, has been through. Yeah. So that alone should be enough to be like, oh, I understand why she got a OnlyFans. It's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? I understand why he a trapper. It's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop having those like narratives of we just judging people. But once we have the better conversations and really start to, like I say, hold each other accountable and love on each other, then we can show them a better way. That's why it's important for somebody like you with your platform. I can look at you and be like, oh, she a bad bitch. If I got on your Instagram, she a baddie.
And I get that so much. I get that so much, and I'll be like, I'm really a nerd. I really like staying at home and watching TV. I really, you know what I'm saying? They don't. All I get is bad bitch.
Because it's gonna be it's gonna be a young black girl that looks like you, that has a body like you, that has a beautiful face and hair, and she's gonna look at you and like, I can be like her. I can be like her. I don't have to be like what these other people on social media are. Like, I like her, Steve. She getting a bag. She making her money. She's a professional. She don't even have a man, but she doing it on her own. You know what I'm saying? It's important to showcase who you are. I'm a firm believer that God made us all unique for a reason. You know what I'm saying? For a reason. Don't deny anything that you made, your height, from the texture of your hair. Love it all because it's going to have something unique to your success in your journey. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to spread love, man. That's it.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. If you're just popping in and you didn't get to see the full conversation, please go back and watch the replay. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, my God, that's so beautiful.
Just giving y'all my views real quick, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here on my peaceful,
Yeah, that is beautiful. The sunset.
But no, I had an amazing time. Anytime you want to do this, I got some other great black men that I want to put you with that
Yeah.
have, you know, look, that's gonna come on here and go in with you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
would
Like
appreciate that. Yeah, I enjoy a good conversation.
for
Thank you
sure.
for coming on, and it'll be shared, like I said again, you guys, to my page, and make sure you go follow him and support his business because I'll be there next Monday.
Next Monday, karaoke. I got some other stuff coming. I'm always posting my businesses. I'm always posting my work, whether it's my acting side, my commercial work, whatever. And I'm super open. You can tell I'm super open to I talk to people about how many people I follow.
Yeah.
So I'm open. People DM me, ask me questions about their careers and where how to, trajectory, how to do this, how to do that, how to book, how to whatever. Please hit me up. I am that person to do so.
Okay. Well, thank you. Enjoy your time out there.
You dig, you as well.
Thank you. You have a nice
I hit you when
night.
I'm back in the city.
Okay.
All right, for sure.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, you guys. Thank you guys for another great show and for hanging out with me. Savvy, you late. Bye, Felicia. You are late, ma'am. He is gone. Thank you for popping in with Vibe with Keisha. I will be back this Thursday with another episode of Vibe with Keisha. I have an amazing guest, and I'll make sure I'll post the fly so you guys know who it is. Have a beautiful night, and I'm gonna chill here and relax. Bye.